There are quite a few significant events that occur after capturing this castle, which is why I left it at the beginning of this part. Oh, so you finally noticed that. And so now we finally get to kill those bandits who've been smashing those villages while we couldn't do anything. Now, after this castle is captured, Cuan can talk to Finn, and it's very, very important he does as soon as possible. This is even more important than the conversation he had with Finn back in Chapter 1. A little upgrading is an understatement. Yes, he gives Finn a hero's lance, which is very similar to Lex's hero axe, except that Finn actually has pursuit, which means he can pull off a potential 4 attacks with it. Which, as you might guess, makes him a very valuable member of the team now. After these moronic NPCs move, Anphony is going to become an enemy. But it seems like this next Augustian noble has hired mercenaries, which complicates things a bit. And you'll probably know by that name that, yeah, I've probably spoiled this in the parts before, but Beowulf does join, as this conversation foreshadows. Yeah, they're really trying to make it obvious that you can recruit this guy. But we'll get onto that later, because the way you recruit him is actually quite interesting. And of course, Macbeth summons a whole pack of armoured guys. Now, I moved to block them, but I kind of forgot they could do this. Well, you'll see in a moment. Basically, they're going to attack and then run. I sort of forgot they could do that. Oh, no Astra. See, that's it. And what is it with them attacking Heirhien? I mean, I'm sure Ira has lower defense. And how did he miss that? Oh, it's going to be like a recurring phrase of mine, isn't it? And as soon as you get close to those other knights, the mercenaries start moving. I'll talk about these guys later. But safe to say it's basically a huge army of very, very pathetic enemies and one really, really annoying boss and a recruitable character. So, actually one of the most annoying moments in the game so far. We'll get to that a bit later. Bandits are still going at the villages, but of course they're enemies this time, so we can attack them, but we don't have anyone over there at the moment. Before you get a chance to do anything though, we're about to be introduced to possibly the most awesome character ever. And not just in the Fire Emblem series. And I'm talking about it in both stat-wise and personality-wise. Just, you'll see, this guy is just amazing. I love that reaction. So you have this guy. And also Sylvia, who's not nearly as awesome, but she's an important character as a dancer. and a lot of people say she's a slut, and from the way she acts, I can kind of see why. Well, at least for now. Okay. Okay, so now that's done. This is Levin. He is one of the strongest characters, not just in this game, but in the entire series. If you don't use him, you are insane. You've also got Sylvia, who is a dancer, and in this game, dancers affect everyone standing next to them, pretty much like transformed herons in the GameCube and Wii games. Also in this game, dancers can attack with swords, but don't let that fool you, they're terrible at it. So keep them out of combat. Now, we're about to get our revenge on these bandits. Now, Levin doesn't actually have pursuit, but he's actually one of the few characters who can be good without it, because he has a huge speed stat to activate continue off, and the critical skill, and uses the best type of magic in the game. And if you thought that was good, he has the potential to max out magic and speed at 30, the highest possible. And not just that, but later on, he gets possibly the most broken weapon in the game. But for now, we'll just take down these guys. Do you think you can take cheap shots at our characters and run and not get away with it? And again, what is it with Midale and weird luck? Failing and then not failing. Yeah, don't think you can get away that easily. Ow. Well, at least they're out of the way. And now we need to prepare for the arrival of Voltz and his mercenaries. There are several different approaches you can take for this bit. You can either stay and wait for them to come to you, which is the approach I'm going to be taking. Or you can make a dash for the woods. It's on the right there. In order to, you know, have terrain advantage. But of course, that'll kind of give them terrain advantage as well, so you need to watch out for that. I'm getting Cuan to go down here just in preparation for once we capture this castle, we'll have to backtrack quite a bit, so I'm moving a couple of people down just to prepare for that, mostly the over-leveled people. And oh no, I'm going to get really annoyed at these NPCs in a few moments, because their AI goes very, very stupid. Now, the turn after the mercenaries first start moving, this event activates. Prince Levin, well, come to think of it, it was obvious that he was more significant than he appeared.